What up, everybody? We're back, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most nostalgic franchises out there once again, the Fate series, and one of my personal favorites in the Fate series, Fate Apocrypha. Fate Apocrypha originally aired during the summer of 2017, captivating audiences with its epic storyline, dynamic characters, and memorable battles. Even to this day, Fate Apocrypha remains a beloved series, cherished by fans who fondly remember summoning their favorite servants in the Fate video games. We'll get into the history of the show a little bit later, but before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn those post notifications on so you never miss an update. Let's get it! Fate Apocrypha is a Japanese multimedia franchise featuring a light novel series and an anime adaptation. The light novels were written by Yuichiro Higashide and first published by Type Moon in December 2012. They introduced a novel twist on the concept of the Holy Grail War by pitting two factions against each other in a massive conflict, each wielding servants with unique powers and noble phantasms as usual, an exciting development in the Fate universe at the time. The anime series is based on these light novels and was produced by A1 Pictures. It aired on Tokyo MX in Japan on July 2nd, 2017 to December 30th, 2017, and on Netflix in the US and Canada November 7th, 2017, spanning a total of 25 episodes. Now, let's get into this story. A large conflict begins when a man named Darnik Priestone, Yig de Millennia, says he has the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is a powerful object that can grant wishes. Long ago, it was taken from a place called Fuyuki after the Third Grail War. Darnik wants to create a new mage association and fight against the old one, called the Clock Tower. The Clock Tower decides to have an emergency war over the Grail. Instead of everyone fighting each other alone, two teams will battle. One side for the Clock Tower, called the Red Faction, and one side for Yig de Millennia, called the Black Faction. Each side has 7 masters, and therefore 7 servants. One day, a man named Kairi Shishigo is chosen by the Clock Tower to be a part of the Red Team. He is given a piece of the Round Table, which is a special object. Meanwhile, in Romania, Darnik makes plans to defend the Grail. He builds many golems with the help of a servant named Avis Braun. He also helps his fellow mages call their own servants. When Shishigo arrives in Romania, he uses the Round Table object to summon his servant. He calls forth the Saber of Red, whose name is Mordred. Mordred was once a knight who fought King Arthur. Meanwhile, another servant called Ruler also appears. This servant is Jeanne d'Arc, who came to make sure the war is fair. She has sad memories of her past where she was burned at the stake. Ouch, hectic. But she bravely carries on. In the Black Faction, there are many servants with different powers. There is Astolfo, who is Rider of Black, Huron, Archer of Black, Frankenstein's Monster, Berserker of Black, Siegfried, Saber of Black, Vlad the Third, and we'll get into this man later, this man's a menace, Lancer of Black, Avis Braun, Caster of Black, and Jack the Ripper, Assassin of Black. And each of their masters wants the Holy Grail for their own wish. Shishigo learns that Mordred wants the Grail so she can prove herself worthy of being King Arthur's heir. Soon after, they visit a church where another man named Shiro Kotomine leads some of the Red servants. Shiro has secrets of his own and controls Assassin of Red, Semiramis. Shishigo and Mordred don't trust Shiro, and that's probably for good reason, so they leave. Not long after, the first big fight happens when Berserker of Red, Spartacus, runs off to attack the Yig de Millennia castle without waiting for orders. The servants of Black gather to fight him. Jeanne d'Arc sees that something is strange about this war, and at the same time, a special homunculus, a being grown through magic, is awakened in the Black Castle. Astolfo, feeling sorry for the homunculus, helps him to escape, but gored as Yig de Millennia, a mage in the Black Faction, tries to stop them. The homunculus is hurt badly. Siegfried, Saber of Black, wants to save him, and Siegfried takes out his own heart and gives it to the homunculus, which kills him but brings the homunculus back to life. Before dying, Siegfried says he is glad he finally chose to help someone out of his own free will. Jeanne d'Arc then arrives and promises to protect the homunculus. Later, however, the homunculus calls himself Sieg, gives himself the name of Sieg, to honor Siegfried's sacrifice. Eventually, when he recovers, Jean tells him he's free to do whatever he wants in life, but she also senses that Sieg will probably have a sad fate if he joins the war. Mordred and Shishigo keep traveling and run into an evil assassin named Jack the Ripper. There are fights all around, and soon a big flying fortress called the Hanging Gardens of Babylon rises into the sky. This fortress belongs to Shiro and Assassin of Red, Semiramis. The Red faction then begins attacking the castle of the Black faction. All the servants clash in a huge battle, then Sieg decides to rescue the other homunculi imprisoned in the castle, which he manages to actually do. So shout out to him getting his own life, making his own moves. Astolfo is then shot out of the sky by enemy magic. He falls near Mordred, who wants to kill him. Sieg then tries to protect Astolfo, but Mordred kills him. Frankenstein's monster then tries to help Sieg too, but she is also struck down. Her final attack hits Mordred with lightning, but doesn't kill her. This lightning strikes Sieg's body, and while Sieg seems dead, he talks to the spirit of Siegfried inside of him, who asks him if he really wants the power to help others. Sieg says yes, and becomes able to turn into Siegfried for a short time. That was one of the most badass moments in the show. He revives and battles Mordred in a fair fight, and their noble phantasms clash, causing a giant explosion. Meanwhile, Spartacus grows more and more unstable until he explodes, causing chaos. Jean saves Sieg and Astolfo from that blast, but Shiro uses the chance to steal the Greater Grail from the castle. Darnik tries to stop him, but fails. Now Shiro and Semiramis have the powerful Grail. The Black faction's mighty lancer, Vlad Tepes III. Yeah, y'all know where that's from. I'm talking about the same crash out from Castlevania. Kinda cool how they continue to use this character's lore in other mediums. Is forced into his vampire form by his master, Darnik. Jean and some red and black servants join forces to defeat this vampire monster. Shiro finally manages to destroy Vlad and merges the Grail with his own plan. Jean then learns that Shiro is Amakusa Shiro Tokisada, who once was a ruler servant long ago. Now he wants to use the Grail to save all of humanity by making everyone immortal. Avis Braun, caster of Black, but then betrays his team by using his master, Roche, as the core for a huge golem. The golem attacks the castle, and everyone works together. Jean, Mordred, Chiron, Astolfo, and Sieg manage to destroy the giant golem. Afterwards, both sides know Shiro must be stopped, so they form a plan. Jack the Ripper, meanwhile, kills many mages until Jean faces her. Surprisingly, in the fight, Jack turns out to be the souls of many hurt children from the Victorian era. Jean purifies these souls, freeing them, and this makes Archer of Red, Atalanta, very angry because she wanted those children to live. She begins to hate Jean for this. At last, the final assault begins. Jean, Sieg, Astolfo, Chiron, Fior, and Callas fly up to the Hanging Gardens at night, hoping to surprise Shiro. Karna, Achilles, and Atalanta wait for them. Shiro stands inside the Grail, trying to rewrite the entire world. Battles then happen all over. Achilles fights Chiron, Atalanta fights Jean, and Karna fights Sieg. Karna is the strongest lancer of Red and has a powerful spear of the sun. Sieg, then helped by Astolfo, uses Achilles' shield. They block Karna's final attack and then manage to defeat him. Achilles and Atalanta also fight each other because he has become wild with anger, but they both die in the end. Now, Shishigo and Mordred face Semiramis. Mordred is nearly killed by poison, but Shishigo saves her. They then manage to kill Semiramis, but Kairi is fatally hurt. Knowing he's dying, he says his real wish was to bring back his daughter, not just remove a family curse. Mordred chooses to stay by his side, and they die together. Jean then confronts Shiro. Shakespeare then tries to trap Jean with illusions, showing her memories of her past and her growing feelings for Sieg. Gilles de Rais, a dark figure from Jean's past, appears. Jean breaks free of the other illusions, and then Shiro then appears, saying that he will make every person in the world live forever without pain or sadness. Sieg disagrees, believing people need to overcome hardship on their own. Jean then uses her strongest noble phantasm, La Pucelle, and severely wounds Shiro, even though she uses up her own life to do it. She tells Sieg she loves him before disappearing. Shiro is still alive but badly hurt. Sieg then starts fighting him, using the power left over from Frankenstein's monster's lightning strike. Sieg grabs Shiro and copies the monster's blasted tree attack. It explodes, injuring both of them. Semiramis, almost half dead herself, then takes Shiro away. They share a final moment and both die. Sieg and Astolfo then find themselves inside the Grail space. Shiro's wish is to try to make all humans immortal. Sieg has a different idea. He asks the Grail to let him become a dragon so he can carry it away to the reverse side of the world. There, it cannot affect humans. Astolfo wants Sieg to stay, but Sieg asks Astolfo to keep helping people to be happy. Astolfo leaves, watching as Sieg, now turned into a dragon, flies away with the Grail. Shakespeare sees this too, and he finishes writing his story and then fades away. After the war is over, Kalis rejoins the Mage Association, and people respect him for stopping Shiro. Thior gives up her mage power and tries to heal her legs. Letitia, the girl Jean used as a host, goes home, and Astolfo sets off on a journey to spread joy, as Sieg asked. Much later, Jean's spirit eventually finds the reverse side of the world, where Sieg is still in his dragon form. She meets him again, and he turns back into a human, and Jean tells him that she loves him, and the two walk off together, free from the war's troubles for good. And that's the end of Fate Apocrypha. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and slap the bell icon so you never miss another video. Until next time, peace.